What? And coming to you live here from Momoiwa Observatory here in the island of Rebun, right in the north of the Sea of Japan. We are here today with yet another exciting coverage of the DreamHack. Wait, what? Sparkling Tuna Cup number 15. I can't believe it's been so long. But we are in fact back.
Mate, it has been so long since we've been casting regularly on our channel. As you were saying, it's been over a month since we've had our last Sparkling Tuna Cup. And finally, Yaku, we are back. And as we come back, can you bring the mic a little bit closer to your face? I'd really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Ah, let's go.
And it feels so good to be back.
It really does, mate. It really does. For the people who are tuning in for the first time here, who maybe started following us in the DreamHack broadcast, this is our weekly tournament that is open to all regions, but at a friendly time zone for Oceania and Korea.
Indeed it is. Plus, well, I guess I don't have to run down the list, exclamation mark STC or Sparkling Tuna in the chat if you want more info. But till then, we are going to be kicking off our regular tournament with a bit of a PvT here on Pride of Altares, ESL. ESL, of course, standing for Electric Spice Lands. We're in the top left-hand corner of the map, starting all the way in the top left-hand corner. We have the red Protoss player coming down from the land of Sitniaba. He is going to be representing our own team, the Cranky Ducklings, StarDuck.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Pride of Altares LE, we have his opponent, the blue Terran player himself. He is teamless, but I believe playing here for the very first time, it is BlueKnight.
I believe from the land of Peru. Could be wrong.
Maybe. I don't think he's Latin American, but we'll see.
Probably is.
Shaking my head, but yes.
Knowing Terran players.
But as we are back here with our weekly tournament, it is great to be back here once again, Yaku. No longer do we have to restrain ourselves as, oh my god, what is happening?
The rules that we have to follow, and that is a bunker being built right between that refinery and that gateway. I'm not really sure if this has got to be a fake out, right? But it was.
Well, like, even if it wasn't a fake out, I mean, StarDuck, he didn't fall for it. He wasn't forced to make a zealot, which I think would have been the ideal scenario there for BlueKnight. I mean, again, at least he was able to cancel it, so it didn't cost him too much. But I've never seen that before, I'll be honest.
Nor I. And I can definitely say I've never seen it work either.
Yeah.
I was hoping that for BlueKnight, things would be a little bit different here, but yeah. That hasn't changed yet.
Yeah, I mean, but so far he's doing a decent amount of damage. He already got one probe kill. He's going to get a second probe kill as well, and gets a full scout of the main base. Reaper going to try and escape, but the Adept is on the prowl.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of micro to be able to get away from this Adept, and he has that micro available to him. Reaper going to be retreating to a bit of a safer spot, and then ideally going in for a follow-up scout later down the line.
Yeah, great KDA charge there to be able to keep this Reaper alive, knocked that Adept out of place. Meanwhile, we do have a pretty standard 1-1-1 opener here. We didn't really get to point it out, but BlueKnight was playing this a little bit scared. I don't blame him because he's not too familiar with StarDuck and how he plays, but he did safely. Oh no, the Adept!
Beautiful CC block over here on this Adept. Even gets it a little bit longer.
He really does. I was about to say that he was playing it safe, building the CC on the high ground to float it down here to the natural base, but he does get delayed here by the Adept. Oh, God.
In the end, it's pretty much the same as building it on the low ground and having that SCV sniped early on.
Yeah, pretty much, mate. Pretty much. So, interesting kind of openers here. I mean, nothing like major. You know, we had a little bit of probe damage across the map. We had a little bit of a delayed natural. But we didn't really get to point out that StarDuck actually didn't open up with the Twilight Council.
He did not, did he? He opened up with a Stargate that's currently pumping out an Oracle, but he is not going to be too dedicated to Stargate play. He is eventually going to transition to more of a Blink style.
Yeah, the first Oracle is coming out across the map. This will not get scattered by the Cyclone. Oh, the Cyclone was in such a great position if the Oracle was headed around the edge of the map instead. Unfortunately, it did miss the Oracle. And, ooh, do we have enough at home to defend? We have Marines here in the bunker, but not in the mineral line.
Yeah, I was pretty sure that's what that Cyclone was for, to be able to defend against the Oracle, but it looks like with this early Raven, he is at least going to be able to keep that Oracle at bay, if not kill it. A little bit of a shame that Emil went down, though.
Oh, yeah, at least StarDuck was able to get some damage with this Oracle. Again, as we were saying, like, the goal of this Cyclone was to try and intercept any of the units, but the second Oracle even avoids it. For now to this Cyclone. It's so good. It had one job. Oh!
It really didn't. It's
No!
like, no! Cyclone! That's the second time! A little bit of an unfortunate move command here on that Cyclone.
Yeah, oh my god, that almost went so well there for BlueKnight. Meanwhile, this Raven actually doesn't have enough energy for anything right now. It's going to be moving out across the map. Once again, missing the Oracles as they are going to be sneaking in.
It should be able to throw down an Autotard if he's deciding to go across the map, and he is for now, which is also a little bit surprising here. So, yeah, we'll definitely say that the build order from BlueKnight is not something you see every day. Oracles get in, and they're able to, not quite able to delay that that SCV, and they will. One of them will also fall to the Widow Mine.
Yeah, exactly.
It was the low energy Oracle that went down.
Oh, but the second Oracle does get chased down by the Cyclone as well. Beautifully done here by BlueKnight. Sure, he lost 3 SCVs, but it could have been a lot worse, especially when it comes to taking down 2 Oracles. Meanwhile, Raven's still up.
I love this from BlueKnight. It's throwing down the Ghost Academy so early.
Yeah, very fast Ghost Academy. We'll see how well it's going to work here. Raven finally reveals itself. Going to force a little bit of lost mine time. Gets 1 probe in the end. Yeah, so this is pretty interesting, right? Like, it's very bio-heavy style. Is this going to work out against... Oh, thankfully, I mean, there's no splash damage. There's no Colossus.
Exactly, which is why, unironically, I think the early Ghosts are going to be a pretty big boon here for BlueKnight. EMPs will just about decimate the majority of the health available to StarDuck's gateway heavy army, including the Phoenixes as well. Doesn't take too much for Stimbiver to clean that up from there.
Oh, exactly. As we can see, StarDuck is going for that swarm toss style. Does have that Phoenix to deal with the Raven, but he is going for charge. He's just amassing nothing but gateways. He has a lot of stalkers right now. And this is honestly a really scary position here for BlueKnight because he doesn't really have much army at all. These tanks are looking incredibly exposed.
They really are. Supply's about even, but the ratio of his unit composition definitely looks a little bit off for whatever reason. Yeah, like you said, the BIOS is not in position to protect the tanks.
It's really not. Meanwhile, the Stalkers, they're able to just completely bypass the army. They get a couple of free shots. The tanks are on siege once again. They're looking incredibly exposed, but... Oh, we do see the blink on forward. The tanks, down. Yeah, they survive.
Yeah, in the end, it was that Cyclone, you know, making up for its previous failures with the ultimate sacrifice of its life. Unfortunately for BlueKnight, StarDuck has been able to gain the high ground very, very early on. He has such a good foothold here, far away from the range of the siege up tanks.
Yeah, exactly. There is 1 tank in the natural base, and we did have a dodge there on that EMP. BlueKnight will eventually regain control of his 3rd base, but he lost a lot of SCVs, and again, a lot of lost mine time here.
Yeah, but it definitely could have been worse here for him. You know, the fact that the tank count didn't get reset is, in itself, a pretty big victory here for BlueKnight, I think. He still has a lot of options available to him. Whether he wants to turtle up a little bit, you know, play a little bit defensively while he mules up and builds SCVs, or even if he wants to go for a follow-up push from here.
Yeah, it may have been like a blessing in disguise because we saw that BlueKnight was in the middle of moving out, and that was not a good idea. And now he's forced to stay back at home where the tanks have that advantage. They're already pre-siege, they have that defender's advantage, but there's not a lot of SimCity, and StarDuck does have charge now. We are lacking a war prison to reinforce across the map, so StarDuck can't really, or he's going to struggle to overwhelm, but once again, we just don't really have a lot of buffer or a lot of bio to protect these tanks.
I mean, SCVs can be a buffer.
Yeah. They can.
But yeah, I'm definitely with you there. Tanks are being pounced upon right now because, like you said, there just wasn't much of a buffer. The Phoenix lifting up one of those tanks as well. It's just cherry on top of the cake right now for StarDuck. Seems like there's nothing that can really stop this Stalker onslaught. StarDuck is working on Colossus, but I don't think he's gonna need it.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna get a couple more volleys off, and it looks like he will get a kill, a snipe on that third CC. It goes down, a couple of units are trickling in. It looks like he doesn't have enough to really break on into that natural base location. We do have 2 tanks set up here, but GG gets called, and StarDuck takes game number 1.
Very nicely done here.
GG.
Especially good that, yeah, GG indeed. It's definitely good that he hasn't... That this kind of awkward style that BlueKnight has come on forward didn't throw StarDuck off too much. You know, he was able to just continue to do his thing and, yeah, still win from there.
Yeah. It was a really interesting style from BlueKnight. I'm not opposed to it. I really do appreciate the overall plan, but it did look like he was taking up a little bit too quickly before he had a solid economy. Like, he was getting his Ghost Academy off of 2 bases, like before he got his third up and running, you know. And it's like, like that's a lot of gas, you know. Like, that's especially when you're still pumping out tanks, when you're still pumping out Marauders as well.
Yeah, as the resident Ghost apologist, I definitely agree with you that there is a reason why we don't see Ghost Academies being taken that early on. It's very expensive. You need to make sure you're able to secure a 3-base economy at least first, right? Because generally speaking, you know, there's any number of things the Protoss player can do to sort of punish a low economy position like that to sort of punish the expansions of the Terran player. And that's why the majority of the time you see tanks, you see a lot of bio before you see the Ghost Academy thrown down. I still want to believe that Ghosts are a really good answer to Gateway and even Swarm Toss styles. But yeah, you need to make sure that you can actually survive to the point where you can get the ghosts.
Exactly. You can't get too ahead of yourself, right? And you know, because otherwise you just can't really produce much of anything. And we saw how that game turned out there for BlueKnight. Meanwhile, shout out to Kuro, the lovely information fairy. She does let us know that BlueKnight is from Bosnia and Herzegovina. That's it. How do you pronounce
Jovina.
Jovina.
Wait, is it Hertz or Hertz?
Hertz, right?
Wait.
Herzegovina?
No, but does Hertz have a T?
Herzegovina.
It's just like when you have 200 megahertz or whatever. Herzegovina. Govna?
I just gonna say Bosnia. That's what I'm
Bosnia.
gonna say. That's easier.
Yeah. Also, an interesting fun fact is that apparently this isn't BlueKnight's first time in a Duckling tournament. Played back in 2018.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, always nice to see returning players. As we load into ESL Blackburn. ESL, of course, standing for Avenue. No, wait, that's a Engineer Soft Lasagna. We're in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, starting all the way in the bottom right-hand corner. We have the red Protoss player coming down from the land of Sitniaba. He is, of course, going to be representing our very own team, the Cranky _ Ducklings. He is a StarDuck.
Sayako, can you move the mic closer to your... Yeah, let's go!
Let's go!
Oh god. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Blackburn ESL, we have the blue Terran player himself, hailing from the land of Bosnia. It is BlueKnight.
What?
something happen to your mic settings? Or?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna turn up the gain, and I looked at it, and then my gain was at like 50, when I normally have it at 70.
Oh, there we go. Oh, mate, you actually sound so much better right now. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Beautiful. We can hear Yaku. We can hear him.
Do you want to? I'm usually told to do the opposite.
Oh god, this is a safe place, Yaku. This is a safe place. Okay. You're meant to talk. It's okay. God. But ooh, yeah, we have another interesting opener here. This time, StarDuck goes for a bit of a probe scout, but he's denied entry into the main.
Oh damn! He has no idea what BlueKnight has in store for him.
You're like, mate, he has no idea that BlueKnight is doing nothing. It's crazy. He doesn't know.
Yes, yeah. He doesn't know that BlueKnight decided to go for a Reaper expand.
Yeah. It could be a 3-rack.
Think about it, yeah.
Oh god, so
it could be a proxy.
It could be a proxy. It could be. I mean, StarDuck, yo, he's checking at the third base location just in case, you know, just make sure nothing crazy is going on.
Look at that. He even stole a couple of gold minerals here from BlueKnight.
True. Oh my god.
Oh! StarDuck really just asserting his dominance.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes, as we do see a Twilight Council opener here from StarDuck. I wouldn't be surprised if he does end up throwing down a gateway here at some point, as he's going to try and waddle in here with his probe. Oh no, never mind. Okay, thank God.
Yeah. We're in ripe for the picking on these, on all of these Marines. And I'm liking this for BlueKnight. He is doing something a little bit more standard than last time. I say that as he is going for a bit of an odd 2-1-1, but yeah, if you'll recall back into the previous game, BlueKnight actually got a tech lab on the factory, got a Cyclone, swapped it around with the Starport, and then got a Raven. This time he is opening up with Widow Mines instead.
Yeah, I agree. I think, you know, this is standard for a reason, you know, to open up Widow Mines and transition into a Widow Mine drop. You can deal a lot of economic damage across the map. We saw that last game, he got like a handful of probes with his Raven and not much else, so I hope he can do more here. But I agree, like despite him going for different buildings, last game he also went for a bit of a 2-on-1 as well, and he's doing it again. Something you don't see too often.
Yeah, not anymore. It is something that has definitely fallen out. It has definitely fallen out of favor in TVP, partially because of Blink, partially because of Stargate openings, being able to catch these drops. But every now and then, if you're able to slip it into a best of series, it can do a lot to catch the Protoss player off guard and kill a whole ton of probes.
Oh yeah, it really can. Really can. Meanwhile, we do see again a bit of a scout here from StarDuck. He does confirm the medevac timing, so he knows about the 1-1-1. He knows it's not going to be a 3-racks or anything like that, so already a little bit of information. Meanwhile, BlueKnight is playing this very scared. He hasn't scattered much at all across the map, so he's getting a missile turret here defensively. Makes sense, because again, he's playing blind, so you got to make sure you can see.
Yeah. If you're blind, you gotta see.
Forehead.
And BlueKnight hasn't really seen much from StarDuck's side of the map, which is, again, a little bit... It's throwing me off a little bit. He didn't go for that mine drop, but instead using them a little bit more defensively, which is something pretty good to utilize, I think, in case there are oracles or anything coming out. But once again, BlueKnight hasn't seen that StarDuck doesn't intend to go for oracles or anything Stargate related this game.
Yeah, I think maybe game one kind of scared BlueKnight a little bit, recognizing like the skill level of StarDuck, so now he's just trying to play ultra safe. And I'm really concerned about that, especially because he's being so passive, he's not going for any drops, he's not punishing the bases either. StarDuck, he takes his third as the gold base. He's even going for double forge and a dark shrine.
Yeah, we really might as well crown StarDuck the winner at this point.
I mean,
he's that gold base. Oh,
yeah,
that sneaks in, but isn't really able to deny that SCP.
Yeah, he sneaks in. He gets get a bit of an eye on all the production. Confirms that there's a third base on the way, so he knows it's not a 2-base all-in. And I guess as you were saying, you know, we have like a lot of just a lot on the way here for StarDuck. He hasn't really gotten away with any of it yet. Like, he's not mining from the gold base yet. You know, 1-1 hasn't kicked in yet either. So there is a window for BlueKnight. But if he doesn't do something soon, like, StarDuck is going to get pretty far ahead.
I mean, he's already far ahead, but yeah, a couple of minutes if things continue this way. StarDuck is going to be so far ahead from BlueKnight. I don't think even Mules are going to be able to help him catch back up.
Yeah, it's gonna be close. Mules are pretty good.
Mules are pretty good.
Oh god. So yeah,
Just barely not good enough though.
Oh god, we'll see here. As you know, the tank gets a couple of shots off. A little bit of miscontrol there by StarDuck. Wasn't able to focus it down in time. We do have a bit of a double drop. Oh, sorry, a single drop headed across the map. So finally, the first sign of aggression is coming out for BlueKnight.
Yeah, I believe he was able to get a little bit of eyes on that gold base. Yep, he did earlier on with one of his summer spotter units, and now he's looking to punish that. A very good first step for him, I think.
Yeah. I mean, mate, look, it's fully saturated. There's nothing here, by the way. We're gonna have to see a recall. The Protoss army is nowhere to be found. StarDuck may just go like for a counterattack instead. But yo, BlueKnight, we gotta go. We gotta, we gotta go.
Go,
puppy.
go, 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 go.
Ah!
Why don't you go? Yeah, he stems forward.
Beautiful. Gonna get a couple of probe kills on Lawless Mine time as well. Meanwhile, Blink is on the way for the DTs. Oh my god.
Oof. That's definitely rough to say the least.
Yeah, man. He's crazy. He's kind of just getting whatever he wants here, especially for that swarm to start. Right, one is about to finish up. Charges on the way as well. I mean, these units are still going to be denying some mining, and you have the third getting up and running here. But can he survive against the oncoming attack that StarDuck is going to be sending across the map soon?
Well, we'll have to keep our eyes on the tank positioning right now for BlueKnight. That I definitely do agree with you, Light, in the previous game that his SimCity and positioning was definitely the death blow for him. StarDuck didn't really have any opposition going into that third base and then eventually into the natural. But we're on Blackburn, so you know it's a little bit less awkward to defend both the third and the natural at the same time. It all depends on how he spreads out the tanks.
Yeah, I mean, we do have a decent amount of them. Quickly looking at the unit side, we have 4 tanks in total. Not bad, but they're not in the best positions. You know, some of them are looking pretty exposed, especially here in between the bases. BlueKnight is looking to push out. He has ghosts once again. Like, he just loves rushing into these ghosts. But because of that, like, his army just isn't as large as it otherwise could be.
Yeah. Look, I get it. He ain't the only one who loves his ghosts, but you need to be able to survive the ghosts. Oh, that Warp Prism is in a lot of trouble, but it is able to sneak out of here despite the slow zone. Oh, Sim Marines might be able to cancel this! But the Warp In was just too quick. At the very least, he gets rid of the Warp Prism, so yeah, that's a reinforcing point that BlueKnight's not going to have to worry about for quite some time.
Yeah, great pickoff there by BlueKnight. Now he can focus everything on the frontal assault. He doesn't have to worry about a backstab into his main base. Meanwhile, it looks like the proxy pylon has finally been spotted as well, so he can try and clean this up. But he has to be careful, because if he does, then StarDuck is going to know his army's out of position. As, oh my god, he sees the drop!
Yeah, I was going to say, if he drops to the other side of the mineral patch, maybe he can take out the pylon, but regardless, StarDuck already has eyes on this.
Exactly. Pylon is going to go down. StarDuck, oh, does intercept!
Very nice pick-off here. And once again, BlueKnight kind of backed into a corner. He can't really do much other than, you know, really saturate his 3 bases. He's working on a 4th, and he's got a lot of missile turrets, which, unironically, will actually help him against the DTs. Oh, he has a sensor tower, my mistake.
Yeah, sensor tower. He has missile turrets as well. You know, he's pretty well set up defensively, as you were saying. Even confirms the position of one of the armies. That's only one, though, as it looks like StarDuck is getting ready for like a bit of a sandwich here, to try and come in from 2 angles. Yeah,
that gold base has been untouched for the longest of times, and it's really starting to show here in the size of StarDuck's army. A couple of Marauders trying to sneak in, trying to deny a base, which is a good way of utilizing your Marauders, but now here comes a sandwich.
Yeah, exactly. StarDuck, he tried to collapse on the army, and because of the SimCity, though, he has a hard time breaking in. Meanwhile, the Marauders, they go across. Can they get the Nexus?
I think they actually will. They kill the Nexus, this warp in. It was also defensively warped in and slowed down as well retroactively, so that's a couple of reinforcements that StarDuck doesn't have on the front line. StarDuck being chased away by this bio, but now here comes the Northern army. There are a lot of tanks. but no bio in position.
Exactly, one tank goes down, a lot of SCVs get taken out as well. BlueKnight is going to be able to defend his third base in the end, though he does swat away the army. But what I'm worried about is that StarDuck, he's not, you know, just a one-trick pony. He's not just all about that swarm toss. He is looking to transition into Colossus.
Yeah, and that is really going to round up StarDuck's army here. He had a very big army, but it was a very big gateway army. Now that he's getting a little bit of a backbone with extended range Colossus, it's really difficult to see these ghosts working out for BlueKnight.
Oh, it really is.
An EMP's tank.
Yeah, a little bit of a miscontrol there once again. It looks like he will clean up all these stalkers though, so in the end, it's okay. StarDuck trying to just trade out as best he can, focuses down as many of those SCVs as possible. And I'm curious, what's a Colossus count looking like? We already have two more on the way. After Colossus, he can go into Disruptors if he wants to. If he wants to, though. Fun fact, StarDuck was complaining about the ping earlier, so I don't know if we'll be playing with Disruptors with high ping.
Yeah, this makes a lot more sense with StarDuck right now. It's aside from the Blink Stalkers, it's an army that he doesn't really need to, you know, focus on controlling too much.
Exactly. Really what you want to say is that StarDuck, he comes in and the A move is real.
Yeah, it very much is.
Oh god, the third CC goes down, the tanks went down as well. There's no energy here for any kind of EMP. Fourth base, ooh, gets spotted, and it's just the goal base. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah. Same blinked on down, and it will get taken out by all of these Stalkers. So I was going to say, it's really good that GG is called. StarDuck takes that series 2-0, and I was not anticipating that game to end at that point, but my Bluetooth is on.
Oh no! It's because we haven't done it in so long.
GG is called, and StarDuck will take that series 2-0.
GG, well played. StarDuck does take the series as he should, and he moves on to the second round. Meanwhile, I guess this is a nice opportunity for us to have a little bit of a gander at the bracket, because it may be small, but oh, the quality
is powerful.
Yeah, the quality, mate. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a quality over the quantity. Got just about everybody who, if you've been watching this tournament for a while, and even the earlier iterations of this tournament, just about everybody who you want to see has signed up today. We got Björn, we got Demi, we got Keen, we got Ranger, Beastork. Everyone is coming on down. But all of those players who I just mentioned are in the second round. So let's take a look at our round one updates here, as looks like Night Phoenix, previously known as Sly Fox, has taken out the Mega 2-0 and is currently facing Björn. Ranger, meanwhile, has taken out Gunner and is currently facing Keen. And Bratok versus Azura is still on the way. Winner of that will advance to face Beastork. But from this round, StarDuck is moving on to face Demi.
Yeah, I'm honestly really impressed with Night Phoenix. The fact that he was able to beat D-Mega, that's honestly very impressive. Yeah. Like, D-Mega is GM.
Not just that, but D-Mega is telling us that he lost both games in under 5 minutes.
God damn it, D-Mega. Shaking my exclamation mark Punana D-Mega in the chat. But yeah, as you were saying, a lot of the players that we expect to see are here. If people are wondering, where are the usual European players, especially the Polish players?
The Polish players, yeah, specifically.
Well, we did just have 2 weeks of DreamHack EU, and a lot of them are either still playing in DreamHack in the bracket stage, or are taking a break. It's been an intense 2 weeks, so I don't blame them for not showing up this week.